All right, second video back on the topic of isometric training. First off, wanted to thank everybody for all of your comments and questions down below in the last video on if isometric training is good for building muscle. Very enlightening. I really appreciate everybody sharing your experience. Today, I wanted to share with you my experience because over the past week or so, the boys and I down at the R.D.P labs have been developing a new piece of equipment. So, well, basically, what is this? Yes, it's a bed sheet. This is queen size cotton bed sheet, which means I gotta find some new sheets. But all it is I cut it in half so it's a good diameter to grab onto, and I've affixed handles with the ropes, and it's just a simple cinch design so that you can adjust where the handles are on the sheet, and then you tug and they lock in place. What this is it gives us the ability to push, pull, twist, and do everything we want for almost any conceivable exercise isometrically in a portable manner, but it also unlocks a bunch of techniques that aren't available on other isometric devices. Let's explore a few. One of the things we can do is we bring the sheet around our back. The elbows are bent at roughly about 90 degrees or so, and we can push against it. Now, as a matter of course, you want to make sure that when you're applying force, you don't go from full relax to bang, very hard on the joints. One of the biggest myths about isometric training is that it's gentle on the joints. Kind of, sort of, yes, no, maybe so. The fact is, any sort of force going through your muscles can be very hard on your joints if you don't know what you're doing. So it's not completely foolproof. So we do want to make sure that we apply force in a smooth and gentle manner and then ramp it up. So all you do is elbows in, shoulders are packed, and drive. And this is why isometrics are never going to be a big YouTube seller. They're not fancy. I mean, right now you're looking at me like, what am I looking at, Matt? Because there's nothing fancy. There's no flipping, there's no flying through the air. It looks like I'm just standing here. But of course, the real measure of what makes an exercise effective isn't what you see, it's what you feel, what you think. So I'm just driving my hands forward, squeezing in, using triceps, shoulders, and chest. And of course, you don't want to breathe like that when you do isometrics. You don't want to hold your breath. You want to deep breath in, exhale, and relax. So one of the advantages to using cloth like this is that, one, it doesn't put any pressure points on the body like you saw where I was pushing back. I developed like 15 different prototypes of this using rope, which is okay, you know me and rope, right? But it's pressure points. But it also conforms around the body and around equipment. So case in point with the dips, we drape the sheet over the neck like so. And you're gonna get more out of isometrics that start in a difficult position. So we're gonna go low with the dips, okay, about halfway up or so. You can adjust quite easily. I'm grabbing the handle through the towel. So the sheet, pick up the knees or pick up the feet and drive. And relax. You can always just kind of place it more like so if you feel. It may take some experimentation to see what works best for you, but that's what we're doing, is we're kind of in uncharted territory. Oh, the chest is on fire. And how long should you hold for? Play with it. See what happens. It's just like any strength protocol. Shorter and more intense versus longer and pacing yourself. But usually about 10 seconds is a good place to start. All right, Isometric Rose. So feet are together, and the towel, I keep calling it towel. Sheet goes around the feet like so, and experiment again with different ranges. Like you can practice here, you can practice here. Again, I think you're gonna get more bang for your buck if you apply tension in the point of the most or the least mechanical leverage, or is it the most? Wherever it's hardest for you. So usually the top of the row is the hardest. So that would be here. We can adjust with our legs. I like grabbing like this because then you're also getting a dynamic or a isometric grip workout, and drive. Try and keep the shoulders packed down. Squeeze your shoulder blades. When you're doing isometrics, you want to visualize with your mind what the muscles are doing, how your shoulders are moving. Biceps on. And rest. Good, I won't do too many. Let's go through some other exercises. How about something for the abs? All right, this one's real simple. I've got the sheet slung over a sturdy pull-up bar here on the Bodyweight Master, grabbing on or with the handles, whichever you prefer really. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna kind of sit back a little bit with the hips, knees are bent, I know you can't see it. Straight arms, you're gonna lean into it a little and effectively pull down. You're gonna drive your arms down, but it's not shoulder movement, it's clenching movement with the abdominals. So keeping your shoulders packed, turn in with the elbows. You don't want to be up high and tense. And experiment with, like, is it better here? Is it better back? Different heights. This is all very new to me, but however you feel best with it. Done. Good. If you feel it working, it's working. Very simple formula. But remember, I'm looking at this not so much as a way of, is it going to work the muscle to be bigger and stronger and yada, yada, yada and stuff. This is just about practicing using your muscles, waking them up. A good thing to use in the tension phase of your grind style calisthenics workouts. Okay, very good. Let's turn to the legs. So, oh boy, this is one of my favorite ones, isometric leg training. So we take the sheet on the floor, one leg. So remember in grind style how we have the tension control exercises, you lean forward onto the leg, you know, same exact thing. What you're gonna do is take the sheet, all right, you're gonna wrap it over the shoulders like this. This is gonna be a telltale sign if you're leaning forward and your shoulders are hunched over, the sheets will come right off. So it's a good way to make sure that you have good strong posture with your leg training. So over, back of the knee is off, and I'm going to basically try and stand up, keeping the sheet tight in with my elbows. Boom. Wow, it does not take much. Whoo! Oh boy, whole leg is going crazy. Yikes! Calves, glutes, hamstrings, quads, and down. And then you just switch. Take your time getting set up. It's not meant to be a super fast thing. So elbows in, keeping it tight, drive into the heel, boom. Woo, hoo, hoo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And biceps, grabbing on, hammer grip style, or you can use the handles, whichever you prefer. Shoulders are back and packed. I recommend keeping the elbows back as well. When your elbow is forward and you're out here, you're creating a lot of leverage on your back when you do this. So instead, pull back so your hands are real close in to your torso, getting about 90 degrees, but again, experiment with different angles. If you need to get higher, you just kind of scrunch down a little bit and you can get that top position. So a lot of adjustment, very quick and easy to adjust. So shoulders are down, back, and boom. Oh, sorry, don't do that. So again, apply resistance gently. And this is one of the things I'm surprised I do not have good tension control in my biceps. Because when you have good tension control, when you apply that resistance, you should feel your muscle just boom, like blow up like a balloon, flooded with tension. But if you're kind of like, I guess it's on, it's kind of tense, it's working, I guess. And that should be an eye-opener because that means your muscle's not really doing much when you do your exercises either. So this is definitely a good thing for me to practice. You can kind of turn out a little bit. Woo! Yeah. And relax. And this stuff works quick too. I mean, I've only been doing this a couple days and it's already feeling noticeably different in just like 3 days time. All right, let's talk hamstrings and glutes. So I've got it over my lap like so. I'm gonna lay back with a simple hip bridge and my heels are on the towel I keep calling it a towel. I mean, I guess you could use a towel. It's more of a length issue. You want to have something that offers a good amount of length for it. But if all you got is a towel, towels work great too. So it's not too close in. You want to have about 45-degree angle or about a 90-degree angle with driving your heels. You can keep your heels down here, but again, don't push with your feet out. You want to feel like you're pulling with your hamstrings and glutes. Tense up, shoulders are packed. You can put your hands here if you like, but the sheet won't go anywhere. And drive up. And hold. Drive, 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 drive. Feels good. Glutes and hamstrings. And relax. And you can adjust, of course. I'm slipping a little bit because it's sliding against the mat, but on a good solid surface, you shouldn't have too much trouble. But you want to kind of feel like your hips aren't coming straight up, but back a little bit. So you are pushing into your heels to a degree. And up, there we go. Whew. 3, 2, and 1. I did this earlier before my normal bridge workout, and it made such a difference. You can also take those ropes, just rotate the handle down so you have the rope access to, and attach other things. For example, here I have the bar from the Bodyweight Master. So now we can practice a classic isometric deadlift. Pulling, holding, really good for the back, and then release. You can adjust the height with the width of your feet, real easy, and pull. Oh, that feels much better. You want to play with it, see where you have it. And relax. Very good. And again, remember that this is all a homemade device. I have no idea what the breaking strength of this sheet is. I don't know, safety and everything. It's not tested. It's just a fun toy that I've been playing around with that I really am starting to like, and I wanted to share it with you. Last but not least, let's go to shoulders and triceps. All right, good shoulder isometric. We're gonna go one-sided this time. I got my handle back here near the edge of it, but make sure you have some fluff just in case there's a little slip or a tear. It has room to slide. So we stand on here, we adjust with our foot. Where do we want to go? Roughly about 90 degrees or so. Arm is in, and you can also adjust with the bend in your knees and drive. Shoulder is packed into the shoulder. I'm not necessarily pushing against it with my elbow. And release. Tensing up the obliques too. This is a really good lateral chain exercise as well. And then of course, you just go and do it on the other side. And then finally for the triceps, we can take the same basic approach. We can go with the handle, or we can go towel. We'll go towel here. Elbow is up, and we just, like an overhead tricep extension, everything is tense. You can make sure you're strict if you have the mobility in your lats. If not, don't worry about it. You can try to go out at an angle. As long as you're trying to straighten your arm, the tricep is going to work. It's just a matter of trying to get it to contract fully, the whole thing all the way down. So there you go. That's my first rendition, of course, of my isometric contraption. I'm open to ideas, thoughts, suggestions, names, all that sort of thing down below. I'd love to hear your experience again with the isometrics. More videos here. Talk to you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Be fit, live free.